how much should you boost and sponsor on Indeed and some other job boards in order to find one employee? So what is a good acquisition cost to find an employee, basically? And that's a good question. It's almost certain you're going to need to do that. 4 or 5 years ago, we really very rarely talked about boosting and sponsoring unless it was a really large company that hired every single month, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 times a month. So the answer to that depends. But let me give you a way that you can determine approximately at least how competitive your market is. And the more competitive it is, obviously, I think, the more you may need to boost and sponsor to be more competitive in acquiring employees in your area. And so let me share my screen with you very quickly here. I'm going to go into something that's called Hiring Insights here on Indeed. And Hiring Insights, I don't even know if you have to pay for it or not, but I'll give you an example. If we were looking for a window cleaning data and some information and doing some research to see how competitive it is in a specific market. So we've got window cleaner as the job title or category and the location in Cleveland, Ohio. We generate the report, and I'm going to just show you something very simple to determine how competitive it is. Scroll down here. So we got window cleaner in Ohio, the competition score. This is a score that's based on Indeed's advertiser data for a 3-month period ending, for example, now July 21st. For this job title, window cleaner, and for the location, which is in Cleveland, and it compares it to the rest of the country. So in Cleveland, Ohio, for a window cleaner, it's a moderately competitive area. The number or the score, the competition score is 39 out of 100. So relatively, moderately competitive compared to other markets. So somebody in Cleveland, Ohio, looking for a window cleaner may be able to get away with, maybe a couple $100, $200, $300, $400, maybe $500 to find one really good window cleaner that's probably a really, really good employee that's going to stick around for a while and make some money. Window cleaner, Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go into another one here. Window cleaner, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The competition score in Minneapolis, Minnesota for a window cleaner is almost double. It's 75 out of 100. And that's the competition score Indeed has put together based on their advertisers. And so the Indeed competition score finds us to be very competitive, 75 out of 100. So I know, because we own a window cleaning company in Minnesota, in the Minneapolis area, very successful one, by the way. We had to hire about 17 to 20 window cleaners in about a 2.5-month span, somewhere between March and the end of April. We were able to do that, but we had to spend between $800 and $1,000 per employee to do that. And by the way, Dan Plata, CEO, and the man in charge out there, Andy Missoura, have both told me that they've got the best crew they've ever had. So there are excellent people to hire out there. You just need to do the math. Your problem is not hiring. Your problem is the math. And I'm going to touch on that on Thursday, September 2nd, on a Hiring Crisis Summit by Debbie Sardone. She's put it together. She's marvelous. And I'm going to post a link and how you can join that summit this Thursday, 9/2/21. I think I want to say it's between 9 and 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be free if you use a coupon code that I'll post here shortly. So that's window cleaner in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Maybe $800 to $1,000, somewhere in there, maybe a little bit more than that to get one really good employee. Let's go to another one here, which is window cleaner in Portland, Oregon. 100 out of 100. Super, extremely, very competitive market for window cleaner, Portland, Oregon. It's the highest. It could be one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult place to recruit for window cleaners, right? You're going to probably need to spend between $1,000 and $2,000 to find one good employee. I would bet probably closer to that $2,000 and maybe even more. That's the nature of the business. That's the market we live in. That's the math you need to understand.